Hey guys, it's Dust Bunny. So today I'm going to be showing you a little video tutorial on how to use Rub and Buff. Now, if you don't know what Rub and Buff is, it's a really great wax that goes onto metals or even armor, guns, any sort of prop that you want to make look really old. It's really great. And it's a little pricey, but honestly you get so much use out of it. I would recommend buying it. You can find it at, I think Walmart has it. You can get it at art stores like Blick or Michael's. Also, you can find it on Amazon for usually a little cheaper. I think the sample pack runs around $40, but I would really recommend, if you want to try and bump up your game as far as props goes, this is a really great tool. It has a really quick dry time, which is super awesome if you're really rushed for time, and also if you want to do multiple layers in a short amount of time. You know, they go from patinas to metallics, and it's super just awesome. So anyway, what I used it for recently was my Jack Skellington buttons. They kind of looked, and this is what we're going to be doing today, for example, but it looks like this, and it started out looking like that. So you can tell there's a really big difference. Let me see if I can get a little closer like that. What you're going to need is some kind of cotton rag. Now this is one of those situations where it's really great to just hold on to old t-shirts from T-Fury or whatever, because those are really great cottons and they're thick. So when you do cut them up for scraps, it's really just a nice thing to use. I don't have any of those today. I don't know where they are, so I'm going to be using this white footy sock that I have. It's just kind of nice because it goes over your hand like that, and you'll also be able to see the color better, which is great. You're also going to need some really small tip brushes, and this is just for details later if you want details. So let's get started. Now what we need to do first is take our white cloth, and we're going to apply some of the black Rub and Buff on it. Now this is what we're going to use for the base, and we just need to dab it onto the footy sock, so like that. So there you go. And then you take your pumpkin or whatever you're using, and you kind of stretch the sock over your finger, and you just start dabbing it on like that and rubbing it down. Now this is the part where we can't really make any mistakes, so we're just gonna go full out and just cover the whole pumpkin as best as we can, just like that. Get it all in like that. See? There we go. So now it's all black, or as black as I need it to be for the next step. So the colors we're going to use today, along with the black, we're going to be using the Spanish copper, and we're also going to be using the autumn gold. Now the autumn gold is really pumpkin-y looking, very orange, so it's going to be great. So after this is somewhat dry, we're going to just buff it off, just get off anything that might be left. So there you go. So there's the pumpkin. Next, we're going to take a clean side of our rag, and we are going to apply the Spanish copper. Okay. And then we're going to dab it onto the pumpkin. Just dab it on. We're not going to really buff it because I do not want to get it into the blacks of the eyes or the mouth. Just like that. Just kind of clean away any little things. And this is just a good second coat. So after this, we're going to let it dry for a really quick second, and then we're going to find a clean part, and we're going to put on the autumn gold. Now the autumn gold is going to be kind of fun because along with just dabbing it on, we're also going to use the brush to apply it, and it'll be really cool when we're finished. And we're just going to dab on the orange like that and spread it all around. And you can make this as bright as you want or as dark as you want. It's really up to you. This is your project. So we're just going to apply with the brush just a little bit of the Rub and Buff just to give it a little bit more roundness and make it a little bit more I don't know, nice. Also, you can use the fine tip brush to fill in the black of the eyes, or if you want to make even the indentations a little bit more stand out, you can totally do that. And we'll just buff it out a little bit, and there's the pumpkin. So that's it, guys. That's how you make the Rub and Buff pumpkin. Now, I hope this helps you in any of your future projects, and I want to show you guys a few examples of what I've used it for in the past. So one of the things I used it for was when I made some Warbler armor, and the armor here has been resined and sand and resined and sand and you know, it's been spray painted, and then I applied Rub and Buff up to the tops, and I used it here on the highlights, and I also made some shadows with it to give it a little bit more depth. And that's really the point of Rub and Buff, is just to kind of have fun. It also was used on the edges here to give it a little bit more of a wear feeling. And for that same project, I used it on an aluminum piece. Now this is a headpiece that I have, and if you can see, it's used on like the gems up here to make them like a little bit more dark so they aren't so saturated. And also I used it on the edges here to make it like have like a hammered sort of a look. Alright guys, so that's Rub and Buff. We covered what it is. We did a tutorial on it. I showed you some examples of what else you could possibly do with it. I mean, it's really endless, and I hope you guys use it for any of your future cosplays. And if you do, please send me a photo. I really, really love seeing those. And if you guys want to see more tutorials, let me know. We can do, I don't know, like sewing, or we can cover fabric, or we can do makeup or props or whatever. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!